Now I'm starting to feel that there's a little bit of hope in the world.
In what way can we hear that hip-hop in your music? Is it just lyric-wise, or is it some way the way you build up your music as well?
Mostly the lyricism is what I admire when it's done well. That's when I feel the most comfortable with it, and if it has a conscientious slant to it, like as I mentioned, The Coup, or Talib Kweli, or Public Enemy, or Sage Francis. These people that can really weave words together in an interesting way, or people like Michael Franti, Spearhead. You know, these are the people I look up to, and when it was time for me to start writing this record, those are the people I looked up to, and in my little attempt to try to write whatever you want to call them, protest songs, political songs, but I had to put a little bit of my autobiography into it as well. Excuse me. And that's the way that I find it easiest to write, is putting my own life in things, and equating what's going on in the world to how I'm feeling, and that's the way I can express myself. But these are the people that I grew up listening to, and who I admire most when it comes to songwriting. And but any music that speaks clearly and with passion, I can relate to.
Yeah, yeah. You also mentioned it in the cover of your album that all the songs are based on true stories. For example, there's hope for you. In There's Hope for You, you sing there's hope for there is hope for you, but it's much too late for me. What exactly do you mean with that?
That song was written. I don't have any children, but it was written for my brother's two daughters, who are the most wonderful little girls. And when they were born, I started thinking of the world a little differently, and started seeing that the future is going to come from them. And it started to give me a little hope. Just when things seemed the bleakest, and you know, the political climate in the world just seemed like it was all going to end, you know, that somehow the people in power were just going to blow us all up. Now I'm starting to feel that there's a little bit of hope in the world, and it's kind of through their eyes, you know. And so that song is my little message to them. And it's not entirely true that I feel it's too late for me. It was just kind of more of a lyrical device, that, you know, maybe I couldn't exactly fight the battles that I needed to fight, and I've definitely tried hard in my life, but through the next generation, maybe they can live on and fight the good fight.
What kind of battles do you mean?
Everyone has their own battles to fight, their own struggles to overcome, and their goals that they want to achieve, and mostly to try to move through the world in a positive way, and move through this social sculpture that we call society, and come out on the other end making it look more beautiful than it did when we started. And so for me, that's kind of one of the struggles of life, and if we can achieve that, then maybe all is not lost.